So first of all, shooting a YouTube video is really hard if you're an introvert, and I am an introvert, and this is killing me right now. It's difficult. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they're able to speak so freely. I have mastered, and I don't even know what the word is right now. I have stammered so many times just trying to get this video together, and it is frustrating. It's so frustrating. But my name is Tafin. I am a digital illustrator, comic book illustrator, graphic novel illustrator. I make comics on Webtoon. I'm a webcomic illustrator, let's put it like that. I make comic on Webtoons, and I currently have one called Super Eagle, which is French for Super Eagle. I don't know why I say it like that, but it's French for Super Eagle, and that is based off Nigeria's football team, female football team. It is a story that is based off my faith, which is Christianity. I am inspired by stories like Witch, the WITCH, Witch of the early 2000s, that I'm pretty sure a lot of people watch, and if you haven't seen it, please go see the show. It was amazing. I loved it so much growing up. I love that. I love Winx Club, the basic magical girl shows that are a bit different, that kind of set the trends for the rest to follow. I like things like that. That's what my story is basically going to be like, but not word for word and bar for bars, It's currently available on Webtoon. I'm gonna put it right here so you can see what I'm talking about. I have been working on this story my entire university life. However, because I have been in school, it's been very hard to work on it. I'm sorry if I'm speaking fast. I have been told I speak really fast, but in my entire family, we talk like we're rapping. So it's very hard for me to slow down. I just hope that I'm easy to understand. And if not, I'm gonna leave. Sorry, I also have a bit of a lazy talk. I'm gonna leave the subtitles here so you can also follow along more clearly. I have rewritten the story 2 times now because I couldn't get to the point where I was truly happy. First it had to do with my art, and then it was the storyline, and then I scratched them both and said it all over again, and now this is the 3rd time, and I'm really happy with how it's coming along. And I guess this is a bit of a promo vid to get people to notice my work and I don't know why I'm looking for the word so much, and to also follow my work and follow my journey, see how the story ends. The story is gonna be following the lives of 6 characters with 3 protagonists. The characters are Kida, Eze, Joel, Azuka, Zubi, and Magdala. The three protagonists are Joel, Kida, and Eze, and they're gonna be a bit of a love triangle, if anything. I just put it in the webtoon that it's a girl chilling with demigods, which isn't so lie. It's not a lie. That's basically what it is. But there's a lot of Christian elements in there. It's gonna be a magical girl series. Folklore, magical boys, magical girls, sports, a bit of sports in there. I don't know too much about sports these days, but a little bit of sports. And I also plan to have an OST. I plan to have an OST. I plan to have actual singing in it, but also instrumentals, those type of things. I have to have some animations in there. Time will tell. But so far we have OSTs there. My team basically is just me and my sisters right now. That's the Super Ego team. Mostly me, but yeah, it's just me and my sisters. Those are my biggest supporters. And my best friend Lucy. That's her right there. Okay, so like I said, I made this video in a sense to show my work to reach a different audience, because I don't know how. I've been trying, but I really don't know how to do faceless content, and I also don't know how to do showing my face content, so I'm put in a really weird position right now. It's tough out here. It's really tough to be in this position. So I'm just gonna try this one time, and then I'll most likely go back to faceless content. However, I'm gonna leave one of the OSTs that I made at the end of this video so that you can see what I'm talking about. Hopefully you can get the vision. You can see my vision where I'm going with this. If you can't, well, I tried. It's not really much I can do about that now, is there? It takes place in Nigeria, which is where I'm from, and the capital, which I spent the majority of my childhood in. I had a big setback last year because my laptop crashed, and that's where I had all the songs. And I've been trying to recollect and remake every single song the way I did it, but it's just not working out. And that made me get burnt out very quickly, especially since I was going into my final year at university. Did I mention I graduated? Like, this is a video of me and some photos that I really like. I was really happy that day. But I graduated and I was working so hard towards this graduating time. I was working so hard towards my graduation that I was so burnt out. I didn't want to abandon my comic or my music from the comic, but I had to, since if I needed to get that A, which I did. I don't know why I just said that. If I really wanted to get to my goal, which I did, thank the Lord that I did. However, I had to set aside my creative side of my music and my art for my graduation. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. I don't know why I'm struggling to say all of these things. However, I got burnt out in my final year because with everything happening, there was personal issues. There was the stress to graduate extremely well, especially as an immigrant, and also my brain just stopped working for some reason. I've been trying to recall all the melodies and how things were going in the music, but it just wasn't working. And I just had to understand that I can't always make things the way that they ought to be, like the way that I imagined them, and it's okay to try new things. I feel like God gave me another opportunity to reinvent and just do way better, because I can't just take it as a loss. I can just look at it as an opportunity to create something more magical, something way more interesting than what I had lost, and that's okay. It did burn me out because I was not interested in making any art for a while if it wasn't school art. Like, even if I wanted to make anything that wasn't just for school, I just couldn't because I was so focused on my school. My graduating thesis, which was a whole bunch of art because it was a studio course, I had to have a whole exhibition. I and my peers had a whole exhibition by the ending of the year, which went amazing, by the way. I guess I'll plug in a video here. But I was so burnt out from everything, and I was sick, extremely sick for a whole year. I've been so sick for like a really long time, but thank God I'm doing way better now. But I was so sick. I couldn't do anything other than my schoolwork and my job. So I couldn't bring myself to really do anything concerning art when it came to like my social medias or my Webtoon or my music. I just could not bring myself to do it. No matter how hard I tried, I could not. It was very hard for me because I feel art is a huge part of my life. Art is something I've always loved doing and something I feel like I've been known for, and I shouldn't have my identity in so many things like this. But it's just something that I just felt so attached to ever since I was younger, that not being able to do it actually left me feeling so depressed. I felt like I wasn't myself. Felt like an out of body experience, if anything. I was trying so hard to be happy and so hard to love the stage I was in. If anything, where you're not supposed to hate so much where you are, understand that everything's a learning process, but I just could not understand why this was happening to me in this very moment. But now looking back, I truly did learn from all of that. I took the break that I needed because I don't usually take breaks. My friends know me a bit as a workaholic, so I was able to just take a seat back, even if it was unwillingly, and to learn and to rest and just learn how to maybe de-stress a bit, just have that little bit of quietness to myself. And now I feel like I'm ready to go back into making my Webtoon and making more art, not just related to my Webtoon, but making more art, and I'm excited for that. So in summary, I'm saying this again, I made this video to get more people in the know of what I'm doing and hopefully gather some new fans, subscribers to my comic. And I don't know, that was basically what I thought I would do. And to also keep my art channel alive, because I do want to have like an art YouTube channel, but I also do not really know the best way to go about it, because I wouldn't consider myself well experienced enough to be a teacher. I'm not a Sam Does art or a Jundi. Like, I'm not either of them. I can't. I don't know. Or a likelihood. It's very hard for me to teach. But I'm also not a fixer of art. I don't even like fixing people's art, so I don't even know what I'll do with this channel. So I guess I'm gonna turn this channel into a webcomic process channel, if anything, and everything, all things Super Ego will be found here. All things music, all things comic, and the universe of Super Ego will all just be found here. As long as it's Super Ego, I don't see myself adding any more than Super Ego to here. But yeah, if you've stayed this long, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you did. If you didn't, it's okay. Thank you so much for being here. Keep being you, keep shining, keep enjoying life and living. If you're not having a good time right now, it will pass and you have good days. I promise you that. Keep your faith in God. Let God lead the way. And hopefully I'll see you another time. Bye. I hope you like it. Bye. This doesn't work. I'll never do this again. Hi, my name is Taffin. That's not really my name, by the way. That's stupid. Hi, I'm Taffin, also known as the African Ninja on Webtoon. It's been a while. Okay. Hi, I'm Taffin, also known as the Hi, I'm Taffin, also known as the African Ninja on Webtoon and Instagram. I don't know where I was going with that.
Nothing she could do or say could steer me off her path. She was a dove, a saint wrapped up in my sins. I wanted her. I needed her. But the heavens forbade. She was everything to me. I watched as her once vibrant skin began to dull as the light that lived within escaped me. Those beautiful eyes I once swam in, now forever closed, locking me out for eternity. Her plump pink lips, now forever blue, marking her departure. The world is vile. The gods are cruel. I planted a tree above her final resting place, in hopes, perhaps, in the afterlife, she could find the peace she had missed. She saw beauty in this cursed world, while I saw her grace. If truth be for the gods, and obedience for their followers, then what wrong did she commit? Even in the eyes of death, I dare to say the truth. She is. She was. Surely innocent.